Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you to our Grande High School band for that beautiful introduction. Please take a moment to silence your phones and devices, if you would, and if you would please join me and rise for the singing of the national anthem by our a cappella choir.
Good morning. It is my pleasure as the Associate Student Body President to welcome you all here on behalf of the students, so thank you. Today, we would like to also thank Superintendent Mendoza here with us today, Robin Maley, the board chair, and a couple other board members, Michelle Perry and Joe Justice. So if you would welcome or help me with welcoming them, thank you. Thank you. Now please welcome to the podium, Robin Maley.
Hello, graduates, parents, family, friends, LaGrande School District staff, and other well-wishers. I'm happy to share this day with you and grateful that we are all here together. As a parent of two LHS graduates, I know that getting to this day and this stage is not an easy road for the student and for the people that support them in getting here. Graduates, there is so much foundational work that has gone into the diploma that you will receive today. You've been a part of many opportunities through school and community programs that have helped you develop and explore your talents, learn and practice skills, and recognize and manage emotions. They are all wrapped into this diploma. I know that there are some of the members of the class of 2021 who may not be wearing a cap and gown today. They may be finishing up credits or working or managing other important activities. You will always be a part of this class. I want to thank everyone for persevering this last year. I appreciate all of the time and effort that went into transitioning to online learning, creating safe work and class environments, and then bringing students back into the schools. It has truly been a team effort for everyone that is part of the school district. Students, staff, families, and community members. There were likely many unexpected lessons learned during this time in patience, self-discipline, and caring for the people around us in ways that we didn't need to before. Graduates, I hope that all of you have found connections with your classmates and teachers that will provide you love and support for many years to come. I would encourage each of you to take a pause, a breath, and be mindful of the moments and memories that you are making right now, and the people you are with. I hope that you have been challenged this year and feel stronger and more resilient from this experience. I hope that you get a chance to explore the world and learn about other people and places. There are many issues that divide us now. Take time to listen, reflect, and communicate thoughtfully. Look for opportunities in the communities where you live to find solutions to the problems, be the connection that someone else needs, and see where your talents, skills, passions, and interests can be applied. I look forward to hearing where your journey takes you. And now, I would like to welcome Superintendent George Mendoza to the podium.
Thank you all, and good morning. Real quick, Kobe, please stand up. Kobe Cooper has been the student representative to our school board, and he's done an amazing job. Please give him a hand. I'm going to go a little bit off script and just know that I have a young man that's my child in this class. So I want you to know that from the day that we moved to this community and that Christian entered into this school, you all were a class that I cared about very deeply, and that our school district, our school board, many people cared deeply about this class and your success. You getting to this point was one of the most important things for our school district, for us to be able to help you to get back into school, to help you have sports and activities, all the things that you're experiencing now that many other Oregon students didn't experience. We're really proud of our school district, and we're proud of you to get to this point. So I want to give you a hand of applause. Okay, graduates, we all stand here to recognize you, your efforts and your achievements. You have likely experienced and lived through one of the most traumatic times in our world's history as it relates to dealing with the pandemic and the impact it has taken on all of our lives and experiences. Your perseverance, flexibility, adaptability, resilience has been remarkable. I'm so very proud of you for staying in support of one another, staying in support of your school, your athletic teams, and your families. If you did not know, the last 4 years have really been some of the best 4 years that LaGrande High School and LaGrande School District has experienced as it relates to academic achievement of our graduates, as well as significant accomplishments with clubs, sports, and activities. Our high school has performed, in many cases, near the top 5 for school districts our size, as it relates to athletics, activities, and academic achievements. The fact are that you make LaGrande and LaGrande High School a great place. We have good programs and services, strong athletic achievement, performance art success at the state level. We have great families. We have great people that support our students. And above all, we have amazing students. We have amazing seniors. I want us to give them a hand. So I'm going to just share a few words of wisdom for you all. As you can see from what I just shared, I think this class knows how to be successful. You certainly knew how to be successful in high school. Now that you're going to be a little bit more independent, I encourage you to develop a little bit more vision for your life, even if you don't have a specific plan. Personally, I grew up with very little. My parents divorced at a young age. My mother moved back to Mexico at a young age, when I was at a young age. My dad did not go to elementary school. So I did not have a lot of people that were giving me a bunch of vision on what I should do with my life. So my plan was basically, what am I going to do? How am I going to accomplish things? And so, because I was forced to make a plan, I think it's important for you all to think about your own plan. So, my point is, we need to have direction. We need to have purpose. Otherwise, we're like passengers on a trip. And once you become a passenger, you just go where life takes you. And that's not bad sometimes, to be a passenger and just go where life takes you. but I don't know if you want to be a passenger forever or for a very long time. So for me, a successful strategy in life or long-term success is to have a vision, have a plan, know where you want to go. You want to take the wheel and you want to drive your life. So I encourage you to think about that. Next issue is problems. We are in some tough times with our world. We've got fires, we've got floods, we've got pandemics, we've got healthcare crisis, we've got politics, equality, financial crisis, and much more. We have big problems, and these are problems that will likely be around for years to come. And I know that we're supposed to leave this planet better than how we found it, so I apologize for these tough problems. The good news is, I think you're ready. You're probably more ready than many other graduates that have come before you. I think you're going to be ready to take on these problems that the world has created, and I'm excited to see that. You'll likely be a part of the greatest generation that our world has seen, that our country has seen in quite some time. I look forward to seeing that. Next part I think is important for you is to think about is recovery. Recovery after a pandemic or recovery with relationships. I want you to know that peace, joy, love, and happiness is a journey. One more time. Peace, joy, love, and happiness is a journey. It involves peaks and valleys, and sometimes things move quickly, and sometimes they go slow. The truth is, life is tough, and it can be a grind. Embrace that suffering is part of our world. On the other side of suffering is typically joy. The key to joy, peace, happiness, and many are the many acts and experiences that relationships are built upon. It takes many people working together, listening and supporting one another to create a better world. I hope that you guys find joy, find peace, find happiness. My final thought is gratitude. I want you guys to think about gratitude for a moment. Who are the people that have influenced you positively this year, or even in your past? Who are the people that have positively influenced you? Please take the time after this graduation. Send them a text, write them a letter, give them a phone call, reach out to them, let them know how much you appreciate them. Class of 2021, on behalf of the Grande School District and our Grande School District School Board, I again congratulate you for all your achievements and wish you only success. May you always remember the lessons that you were taught in class and outside of class, and continue to learn and grow throughout your life. Now please welcome ASB President Kobe Cooper.
Thank you for all those wise words, guys. We are very fortunate to have Brett Baxter as our principal here at LeGrand High School. He's done so much for us, as I think you can all attest to. So let's give him a round of applause as he comes and shares a couple words with us.
Thank you, Kobe. Well, again, welcome to LeGrand High School. This is a moment we've all worked toward for a very long time, for many, many years, in fact. Thank you for joining us today in this turning point for our graduates. On behalf of the LeGrand School District, I want to thank many individuals and groups that have worked hard to make this day possible for all of us. And I know that's dangerous territory. You start naming names and you're going to leave somebody out. So I apologize, but we want to thank specifically Steve Levitt and his custodial crew, Lester Kincaid, Jesse Scott, David Ganung, and Mia Willis. Joseph Waite and Brad Sunderman and their grounds and maintenance crews. Victoria Andrews, our registrar. And especially our senior counselor, Teresa Dowdy, who has also acted as your Aspire coordinator this year. Mrs. Dowdy is a big reason why several of you graduates are able to be here in this moment. She's worked with many of you for at least 4 years to help and encourage and support, and we thank her. We would also like to thank Chelsea Rohan and Sandy Yates, Patty O'Reilly and Shannon Shalene, senior advisors Christy Moore and Nicole McConnell, assistant principal Eric Freeman, athletic director Darren Goodman, Juliet Child, Shasta Fisher, and Mandy Hood, and there are many more. Thank you for your attention to detail and your flexibility in these circumstances. Can we give them a round of applause, please? I'd also like to thank the faculty and the staff of the entire LaGrande School District, from kindergarten to high school. Your years of care, service, effort, personal sacrifice to these young men and women is admirable, and we're here because of you. We're so pleased that some of you are able to be here with us today, and many others are joining us from home for this moment. This gathering of family and friends is to celebrate the final step of high school, or public education, in this case K-12, for these graduates. It's both an end, it's a beginning, as you hear several times in days like this. But I think it's important that in moments like this we pause and think what it took to get us to this point. So if there were fewer restrictions, we would have more people in this building, but I think you'll agree we've got it pretty full. And all of these people are here in support of you, graduates. Would you look around just for a second and see all these faces who came to be here for you at this time? And think about all of the years and years of work that they've put in to get you here. This is just the tip of the iceberg, the people in this room. There are so many people who have supported you, and I hope that, as others have said, you appreciate that and express that appreciation whenever given the opportunity. To the LaGrande High School class of 2021, I hope you recognize clearly that it took their support and their effort to get you here. Would you please thank them with a round of applause? So for those joining us today, you've probably noticed several of our graduates wearing medals, cords, medallions, things that recognize them for several different accomplishments. It may be their affiliation with certain organizations like National Honor Society, GSA. It could be their Pathways endorsement recognition. We have honors diploma recipients and others. This year we have over 80 Pathways endorsement recipients. That's well over half the class. These students have all concentrated many of their courses in those career-related learning opportunities. And we're thankful for your dedication to those aspects of your education, and also to the businesses and organizations that helped place them and give them job experience and internships. Honors diploma recipients, congratulations. You have taken many of the most challenging academic and rigorous courses that LHS offers, and you've excelled in your studies. We appreciate your dedication to high academic standards and your commitment to challenging yourselves. Outstanding work. A handful of these amazing young adults are entering military service. And after graduation, and some already have, will serve our country in various branches for the next several years. And I appreciate you and thank you for your willing service to our country. And I'll ask that those who I name here would please stand and be recognized as we talk about the different branches that they'll serve in. So, serving in the United States Navy, Brandon Reynolds, would you please stand? And Michael Kabak, also in the Navy. In the Army National Guard, Logan Ingerson. And Adrian Reagan. Also in the National Guard, Sam Hansen. And Caden Ridley. In the United States Marine Corps, this young man could not be with us today because he's already in the Marine Corps. Casey Cornford. And Isaac McKern. Thank you, gentlemen. Let me just share a couple of brief thoughts related to this military service. I've been thinking about this for a little while. The United States Marine Corps includes the following information in their promotional materials and recruiting, and ultimately helps individuals develop these skills and this mindset through their grueling training process. And I quote, "Marines are trained to improvise, adapt, and overcome all obstacles in all situations. They possess the willingness and the determination to fight and to keep fighting until victory is assured. The fighting spirit that helps them win these battles extends beyond the scope of their military service, and many Marines continue to serve in the communities in which they live," unquote. Seniors, you've been through some fairly intense training yourselves. You've learned to overcome tremendous obstacles and to adapt to ever-changing situations at school and in your community. And most of you have learned to improvise when the traditional tools that you're used to using have been taken away. I believe that for the rest of your lives, you'll be called upon to fight for good, to overcome obstacle after obstacle, and to help those around you do the same. What an opportunity. With the skills and determination you've developed, will you join the ranks of those who make a positive difference for our families, our communities, and the world? I'm here to tell you that you'll be surrounded by the chance to do just this all the time. Will you do it? Will you hone the skills and the mindset of improvising, adapting, and overcoming? Not so much for yourself, but something much bigger than yourself alone. All in the name of helping those around you. Will you, like the Marines, take the skills learned and be servants in the communities you live in? I believe it's the right thing to do. Lastly, I hope you'll continue to cultivate a sense of gratitude and pay forward what you've been given. Be Tiger ambassadors wherever you go and wherever you end up in this world. The world is already a better place because of you, and I'm confident you'll continue to make a positive impact in your chosen paths. Class of 2021, thank you for what you've contributed to Grande High School and our legacy. Graduates, congratulations to each of you. It took a tremendous amount of work to end up in your seats. May God bless you to make a difference of strength and hope in the lives of others. Will you now welcome to the stage Hayden Robinson, our senior class president.
Looking back over the past 4 years, I started thinking, wow, that just went way too fast. All the football games, choir and band concerts, dances, assemblies, and many other events are over just like that. We concluded it with a senior year that was anything but normal. I never knew how much I took a typical school day for granted. Coming back into the building after not seeing many of my fellow classmates for over a year was super exciting. I remember the built-up anticipation I had the week before finally going back to school. And of course, after a year's worth of separation due to a worldwide pandemic, the boiler broke and we were delayed another day of school. Yet, after one crazy year, we still managed to persevere. Sitting here in this gym is one determined group of graduates. And as anxious as you all are to start this next chapter of your life, I encourage you to remember the friends, families, and mentors who have taken a part in getting you here today. Some of you have been in each other's classes since your first loose tooth. Some of you have been lucky enough to have parents, family friends, grandparents, aunts and uncles that have supported you from day one. And we have all had the luxury of this community. I know there are many different paths we will be taking from here on out. All of them will incorporate their own adventures and difficulties. However, the class of 2021 is no stranger to challenges. As you move forward to bigger and better things in life, I encourage you to keep in mind this quote from Nelson Mandela. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Thank you. It is with great pleasure that I invite up to the podium someone who has continued to be remembered since middle school by many students in the class of 2021. It is not often a middle school teacher is asked to be the guest speaker at graduation ceremonies, but Mr. Kyle Carson is certainly one of the exceptional teachers in the Grande School District. Please welcome him to the podium with a big round of applause.
Haven't done this gig before. This is the class of 2021 right here you're looking at. A year you will never forget, and neither will anyone else. Right? You are probably going to go down in history as the most adaptable class of all time, and the only graduating class that I know of to have 3 first days of school. The top of the hat over there says, "Thanks, Quizlet." I think that's pretty good. And all the other technology that goes with that. When I was asked to give this speech, I felt blessed and honored, and I tried to think of all the speeches that I've listened to over the years. I realized that I could only remember a couple. This made me realize it will be all right, and that you will probably forget all the things that I have to say today. One speech I did remember was Grace Ritter's speech as valedictorian. She literally walked up to the microphone, bent over, and said, "Thank you." And she received the largest round of applause I've ever heard in my life. I could also remember my daughter Marissa's speech. She started out by saying this: "Graduation is what brings us together today." So what I should speak about today, I thought, maybe to answer, what's the secret to having a great life? My wife's grandpa Don taught me the answer to that question on a float trip down the Deschutes River. He was 86 years old on that raft trip, hauling coolers in and out of boats, walking, and if you've ever done that, you know it's not an easy thing to do. My buddy Mark Smith asked him, "What is your secret to life and being able to be on a river trip when you're 86 years old and doing the things you're doing?" He was expecting some kind of profound answer like, "Eat carrots every day." But he simply answered him by saying, "Having friends like you. That's how you get to be on a river trip when you're 86 years old." However, I was told by these students to keep it short, be funny, and talk to us like you did in class, maybe mentioning Carson's Effort Hall of Fame, which is a big deal. Or discussing my classroom rule, doing the right thing at the right time, in the right place, for the right reasons. Or possibly how to be great people. I actually made an assignment for my advisory class, and many of them said I should discuss those things. It was in their speeches. However, what I realized as I thought about this class and what to say is that you're already great. Your life doesn't begin after you graduate from high school. It's already begun. I see people in this audience who have inspired me. Some of my closest friends and the greatest parents I know are sitting in this audience. I see people who are graduating I've literally known since the first day they were born. And without mentioning names, I see a person who would beat me into class, turn on the lights, be reading a book, and greet me as I walked into my class for 2 years in a row. I see a person who has overcome things most adults couldn't and is planning to attend college, and I have no doubt they will be successful. Similar story to Mr. Mendoza. I see a stat girl I consider one of my closest students of all time who took care of me for 4 years. I see a person who went through a life-threatening surgery and has made it to graduation. The Marissa speech. Graduation. Congrats, Darius. You've overcome what most people will never have to endure. I see leaders. I see people not afraid to share their faith at FCA. I see members of clubs, athletes, and musicians who have been involved in state championships. And I do see some Carson Effort Hall of Famers. I see a young lady who took a chance in wrestling and stuck it out in a guy's world for all 4 years. Not an easy thing to do. I call her the Jackie Robinson of the Grande wrestling. This year, we started a women's wrestling program, hired a coach, and that may have never happened without that young lady. And I see multitudes of students who fought diligently in the Civil War simulation in the 8th grade, marched like Nazis, this was the class that did that, and got me in trouble with citizens in our community. They actually called the school saying, "What in the world are you teaching those kids?" I might have gotten a little bit of trouble. I get in trouble sometimes. Today, though, I want to leave you with something I feel is really important and something that can make you rich in and throughout your life. It's the reason I'm here today. It's the thing that's made me rich. It is relationships. If I'm able to give you any piece of advice moving forward, focus on relationships. One of my favorite songs is titled, "Dream Small." He told you to turn off your cell phone so you can't write it down, but maybe you'll remember. Dream small. It comes with a little warning. It's a song done by a Christian artist. If that may offend you, then don't listen. It talks about how you can change the world if you dream small. Doing things like dancing with a friend who has special needs, or being a dad who spends time with his family who doesn't have the time to spend according to the world. Those are the kinds of things that change the world. Like I said, I'm here because I build a relationship with those of you who got to decide who speaks today. As I said earlier, I feel blessed and honored in being asked. If you want to be rich, you've got to invest in and be loyal to people. Also understand that all those relationships may not work out, but be willing to forgive. Forgiveness is a big deal. If you don't learn to forgive, you won't make that raft trip when you're 86 years old. I felt so fortunate during my life because of the profession I've chose. I've literally been able to build relationships with hundreds of students, and many of those relationships have turned into lifelong friendships and taken me to places like Hawaii, where I got to sit in the front row, right over there, and hear a former student give a speech at her graduation. I only remember one thing from that speech. She said, "I love you, Mr. Carson. Thanks for being here." I leave you with this. The most important human relationships that you will ever have is with those people who live in your house. The one way you're guaranteed to change the world is by being a great mother or father. I only need 5 votes to win. The most important vote is the one from my wife, Amy. By the way, who you marry is a big-time deal. One of the 2 most important choices you will ever make in your life. Although a little more than thank you, I hope you can take a couple things away. Number 1, if you want to change the world, focus on relationships. It's what will ultimately make you rich. Number 2, listen to Dream Small if you get a chance. And number 3, our world will be all right because you live in it. You're already great. Have a good day.
Good morning, seniors, parents, and relative family members, and a big thank you to Claude Carson for his kind words and his motivational message. It is my privilege to introduce the honorees of the Grande High School class of 2021. This year, the graduating class has 11 students who have the distinction of achieving a 4.0 grade average every semester for the past 4 years and the title of Valedictorian. Their accomplishments are distinctive, not only because they are a very talented and intelligent group of students, but because of their determination to rise up and their potential. Our honorees are students who have set goals. They've worked diligently for 4 years, made personal sacrifices, and never lost sight of their goal even through personal challenges that we all face that at times may seem insurmountable. Looking at the students we recognize, I see young people who have excelled in the classroom. I also see students who have made great contributions to their school and to their community. These students have represented LHS in athletics, in state competitions, in our school CTE programs, and in school clubs and organizations. They have demonstrated leadership at Grande High School. I watched last week during our senior awards ceremony as these individuals got a workout, walking up and down the stairs to the stage to receive their awards and their scholarships. It was truly impressive. It is apparent that this group of students is committed to excellence, not only in the classroom, but in all aspects of their lives. We salute the 2021 honorees for their academic excellence and achievement, and we wish them well in their future endeavors. Congratulations, valedictorians. Will the following students please come forward for their presentation of your medallions as I call your name? Alicia Ayane Miyamoto Acherno. Daughter of Michael Acherno and Naomi Miyamoto, Alicia will be attending Clark Honors College at the University of Oregon. Katie Brown. Daughter of Ronnie and Julie Brown, Katie will be attending Eastern Oregon University. Cameron Coleman. Daughter of Jay and Susie Coleman, Cameron will be attending the University of Portland. Angela Conklin. Daughter of Dr. Brian and Melissa Conklin, Angela will be attending Duke University. Amber Kirby. Daughter of Stuart Kirby and stepmom Tina Kirby and Nancy Knowles, Amber will be attending Portland State University. Taryn Miller. Daughter of Ryan Miller and stepmom Leslie Garut and Angie Brown and stepdad Mark Harris. Taryn will be attending Eastern Oregon University. Grace Perry. Daughter of Andrew and Michelle Perry, Grace will be attending Utah State University. Lacey Pratt. Daughter of Dale and Tara Pratt, Lacey will be attending Eastern Oregon University. Lauren Rinker. Daughter of Lance and Missy Rinker, Lauren will be attending Northern Arizona University. Hayden Robinson. Daughter of Jeffrey and Rachel Robinson, Hayden will be attending Eastern Oregon University. Jaden Wiggins. Daughter of Brian and Callie Wiggins, Jaden will be attending Eastern Oregon University. Will you please join me in one more round of applause for these 11 outstanding students? And I will welcome to our stage our 11 honorees who have prepared some remarks for you today. Valedictorians.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to say that I am honored to be standing before you all today. Not gonna lie, there were some questionable moments, but we made it. And I did not accomplish this alone. Alongside me, I have 10 other beautiful, hardworking, and intelligent young women, and 8 of us decided to do a joint speech so we can get you guys out of here as soon as possible. If I can be completely frank, this past year has been really rough. Most of us seniors have watched the upperclassmen preceding us experience the many joys of being a senior for the past 4 years, and some of us even longer. Then, once it was finally our turn to experience senior year, we didn't even get a normal first day of school. Instead, we lost out on the traditional commons, hallways, and classroom environment for half of our senior year. We missed out on attending the last of our school dances and the class assemblies. Our sports seasons were cut short, and fans were turned away. The play, musical, and concerts for our senior year were canceled as well. Our communication skills were put to the test, and we had to go extra lengths to learn anything at all. It was tasking and challenging and took serious self-motivation to get through it. We had to accept that life's not fair, but we did it.
A common theme among graduation speeches, or I guess speeches this morning in general, is change. We're leaving high school, possibly the Grande, and many of us are going on to the next level of schooling, joining the workforce, or the military. While it's maybe the first time we are actually all meeting together, it is also the last. It is safe to assume that this may be the biggest shift of our lives thus far, which, might I just add, is terrifying. As we graduate today, we are completely stepping out of our comfort zones. However, I want to remind everyone that all of the hardships that we have already overcome. This class has toughed it out some 153 odd days of online school. We have worked through difficult and less than ideal sports and extracurricular seasons. We have missed out on pep assemblies and long-awaited high school dances, and have had to do all this with a smile on our faces, which, of course, were covered up by masks. I want to remind all of you that we were able to persevere through these surreal, chaotic, and unprecedented times. If this year has taught us anything, it's that we are capable of overcoming unimaginable things.
I I could stand up here and continue to talk about the specific hardships and the adversity we faced this year and a half, losing the memories we would hold dearest to our hearts. But I truly believe everyone needs to look at this experience from a different perspective, a glass half full mentality. Instead of listing off everything you lost or missed out on, ask yourself, how did you learn? How did you grow in this season? For me personally, I learned how important my family is to me and how much I take them for granted. I honestly feel so fortunate for the time I got to spend with them. My family also certainly helped me better my patience. If you have siblings or parents that flip on the lights or open the windows and start cleaning the house and chatting it up very loud while you're trying to take your midday nap, you know what I mean. In addition, I learned how to assist and love others from a distance, the importance of taking care of your mental health, and I grew in both my faith and as a person. With that being said, I would like to give all the glory of the 6 accomplishments and all those to come to God. I would be nothing without his unconditional love, grace, and strength. Furthermore, I hope and pray that nothing like this will ever happen again. But I truly believe there is something to learn in every season of our lives, whether we're at the tops of hills or the bottoms of valleys. Therefore, in the future, take a step back and look at your glass and decide, am I going to look at the situation with optimism or pessimism? And whatever you choose will certainly alter the amount of happiness you experience throughout the rest of your life.
One of my favorite quotes by Russell M. Nelson says, "The joy we feel has little to do with the circumstances of our lives and everything to do with the focus of our lives." As Grace and Cameron said, it is obvious that the circumstances of our senior year have been less than ideal. It is easy to look back and see only the loss, only the hardships, and only the negative. If you let your circumstances control your life, you will never find joy. That is something I definitely experienced this year. When I focused on what I was missing out on, all I ever felt was disappointment. After I got tired of feeling sorry for myself, I decided to apply this quote to my life and switch my focus, and what I noticed was astounding. I focused on my goals more than my surroundings and found much more success and gained much more confidence. I realized that things will never be easy. Even without a pandemic, I would have had days that I did not think I could make it through the whole day. And even after I graduate, I will have things I never expected to come up, and all I can do is take it all head on. I encourage all of you, don't focus on the past, don't focus on the negative, and don't focus on what everyone and everything else in the world around you is doing. Do not let your circumstances determine your confidence in yourself or your future. Ask yourself now the type of mother, father, wife, husband, friend, or whatever it may be that you want to be at the end of your life. Focus every day on becoming a version of yourself that you will be proud of, and I promise you will have no regrets.
With this new, positive perspective in mind, we can be an example to everyone around us. In 1 Timothy 4:12, Paul addresses his student Timothy and encourages him, saying, "Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity." Like Paul states in this scripture, I want to encourage each of you. Do not let people discredit you just because you are young. As mentioned before, we, the graduating class of 2021, have each persevered through so much these past 4 years, and we made it out the other side successfully. There is such a variety of career paths to be explored with a simple high school diploma. And now we know that each of us has the ability and the resilience to pursue absolutely anything or everything we desire, despite our age, circumstances, or others' opinions. We have reached a great milestone of life, and we should use the perseverance we have gained to get to this point to set an example for all of those around us.
This milestone is so much greater and represents a considerable amount of time outside of spent sitting in desks. High school exhibits the preparation and growth as we transition into adulthood. Over 5,000 hours have been spent leading up to this moment in this building alone. Another 4,000 just down the street during the middle school years. And beyond that, another 9 years constructing a successful foundation for the schooling to come. Obstacles have varied, from late nights home after a game with a backpack full of homework, or a global pandemic rapidly halting everyday routines. This time, while not being accounted for, encompasses success for me.
The investments, efforts, and sacrifices that make up your life within these years have been immense. I have spent roughly 2,300 hours on high school athletics, whether it is games, practices, or summer training. This period meant a lot to me, and balancing that as well as school has become a huge factor in my life. Outside of this year, many of us have begun working outside jobs, and on top of everything, and shifted to schedules for packed days and late nights. This period many do not see and factor in when managing high school. The high school experience has transitioned in focusing on only the aspects of class time, while the greater amount of time spent outside of this that truly creates individuals is often overlooked. All of this time adds up and amounts to such a monumental moment to be remembered and celebrated. With all of this preparation and time and everything else, we are here to reminisce about the accomplishments and step forward into the next steps of our life. The ending of an era is just the beginning of such a new and exciting future. The time has come to change the dichotomy between our dreams and reality.
Although we have persevered to get to this point, the beginning of our futures, we didn't do it alone. We know what dedication looks like because we've watched our teachers sacrifice countless hours of their personal time to ensure our success. We had the motivation to show up each day because our administrators, office staff, and counselors were always there to greet us with a smile or a high five. We know what it's like to be selfless because we've seen our kind-hearted custodians clean up after us, even when they shouldn't have had to. We've learned the importance of discipline and teamwork because our coaches and club advisors have continuously encouraged us to give our best effort, supporting us along the way. And finally, we know what it's like to be unconditionally loved and supported because our parents and families have stood by us, sacrificing everything to give us each opportunity that they could. Many people have gotten us to where we are today, will get us through tomorrow, and will continue to be influential in our futures. To all of them, we owe an immense debt of gratitude that we should pay forward as we go out into the world with intentions to help others through adversity, just as they've shown us.
Well, as you can see, our worlds were turned upside down, as were yours. We've all lost out on our new sense of normalcy, whether it be classroom time, social interaction, or some of you even lost your jobs. Despite our given circumstances, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. Although it was hard to accept new COVID protocols as our new reality, I think that we've all learned more about ourselves, probably more than we wanted to, and what truly matters to us. Keeping that in mind, I will say that learning over the computer for 8 months was hard, and I nearly lost my sanity being locked up in my house with my family for so long. Overall, our high school experiences have created a gateway for our future successes, and we are now more capable than ever to achieve our goals and dreams. I am very grateful to be a part of this class, and I would not have it any other way. And to reiterate, the senior class is very grateful and expresses so much gratitude to the Grande High School staff and our families for getting us to this point. We would not be walking the stage or be here today without you. And lastly, congratulations to the class of 2021, a remarkable and amazing class. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Gotta shake the nerves out, am I right? Okay. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, the word appreciation is defined as the act of recognizing someone's worth as a person, or showing that you are grateful for something that person has done. I've used this word a lot lately, but like a lot of other words in my vocabulary, I've used it so often that sometimes it just flows out of my mouth without me giving it all my meaning, or all the meaning that it deserves. For instance, my dad has been driving me to school every morning since the start of our in-person classes, and every day before I leave, I thank him for giving me a ride. I also tell him that I appreciate it, but I brush the word off so easily, it's like I'm talking about the weather or something mundane. So, if I may, I'd like to talk about all the people who I'm grateful for and properly appreciate them on this day. I appreciate my parents, for starters. Both my mom and dad have motivated me to work hard so that I can get both my honors diploma and my valedictorian status. I'm not someone who's had everything given to them from the start. My mom is a foreigner from Japan, a single mom, and she always works so hard to help me out and make sure that I have a roof and good food on my plate. We've been through lots of tough times, but I know that I'll be okay when she's with me.
Along with my mother, my dad always accepts me for who I am and inspires me to pursue my dreams. I'm so appreciative of both of them, and I'm thankful I get to have them in my life. Thank you for always being here for me. I appreciate my friends as well. Each and every one of them holds a special place in my heart for making me smile every day. I don't think I could have gotten to where I am without their motivation and love, and I hope that they can count on me in the same way that I know I can count on them. Thank you guys. I love you. To my extended family in the States and overseas in Japan, I love and appreciate you all. Gigi, Baba, 家族の皆さん、いつもありがとうございます。これからも大和魂で頑張ります。And last but definitely not least, I appreciate my teachers. They are the ones who have given me the ability to think and create beyond my own limitations. And they do so because they enjoy it. My teachers have shown nothing but kindness to me, and I only hope that I can somehow return the favor to them by being on this stage today. I sincerely appreciate you all. This school year has really amplified my gratitude for the people around me. I've seen students in the halls be kind to one another and support each other through this tumultuous year. I've seen the entire school staff, from teachers and paras to cafeteria cooks, work day in and day out, taking that extra step to help others in need. Everyone I've mentioned here in this speech has helped shape me into the person I am today. I will always remember this chapter of my life as one surrounded by love and happiness. So, before I go, I'd like to ask one thing from you all today. Close your eyes and think of the people who have helped you get this far, through this life and through this year. If you can, please thank them. When you give it meaning, a simple word can go a long way. Thank you.
At this present juncture of a strange senior year and life beyond high school, I think of a quote from Milton that says, "The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell a hell of heaven." We cannot always control the world around us. As we have seen this year, even those things that seem most sure and definite are subject to change and variation. Similarly, after high school, we are sure to encounter various unexpected problems and unwelcome changes regardless of our efforts to avoid them. The one thing we really have power over is ourselves. We determine our own happiness. Though it is at times a most difficult task, and though it will someday be even an impossible task, we should strive to find some way to enjoy our experience on this earth and to enjoy all of the glorious details around us, no matter how slight or obscure they may be. In closing, I would like to thank the band, my teachers, my friends, my family, and all those exceptional people who have given me so many fabulous experiences. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Superintendent Mendoza, board members, Joe Justice, Michelle Perry, and Robin Maley. As the principal of LaGrande High School, I certify that these seniors sitting before you, 2021, have met all the standards of graduation as required by the state of Oregon and the school board of the LaGrande School District, and are now very, very ready to receive their diplomas. This is the time you've been waiting for. We're there finally. Will the class officer and others who are presenting the names, please? Graduating class, please come forward to receive your diplomas.
Darius Abram. Alicia A. Miyamoto Acherno. Cecilia I. Aguilera. Aiden R. Alexander. Sivalila D. Andrew. Ryan M. Andrews. Jenna A. Alt. Claire N. Babcock. Jessica Baker. Joe D. Barnes. Caitlin C. Barnes. Daxton M. Barnhart. Sophie E. Bell. Braxton D. Basinius. Rachel L. Blackman. Charles W. Blanger. Gage M. Brajati. Isabel F. Brooker. Katie E. Brown. Brenna C. Bushman. Colm H. Cahill. Emma G. Kane. Ethan G. Case. Terrence J. Clay.
No. Cameron S. Coleman. Angela E. Conklin. Kobe A. Cooper. Peyton N. Cooper.
Dallin W. Countryman. Trinity R. Crandall. Harley M. Creech. Caitlin Carlson Nason. Cameron T. Darmody. Natalie G. DeYoung. Jacob J. Dockweiler. Ian J. Delent. Cayman B. Dowell. Evan T. Duncan. Ella J. Dunlap. Callum D. Ebel. Marissa D. Eugenio. Anton C. Evans. Ayla K. Fincher. Anthony C. Fitzgerald.
Tate L. Flagg. Jaylee L. Flannery. Colt T. Foltz. Jordan K. Fry. Madison J. Gentleman. Reese N. Gilbert. Anna M. Green. Cameron R. Green. Riley J. Gregg. Andrew J. Griggs. Bella R. Golzo. W. Sam Hansen. Madison R. Hansen. Julian W. Harris. Ian C. Hart. Elizabeth M. Hatch. Tiana Hayes Smith. Taylor K. Hicks. Josie M. Higgins. Broderick I. Hood.
Deborah M. Houston. Peyton C. Huddleston. Logan J. Ingerson. Devin J. Ingram. Isaac M. Insco. Presley June Justice. Michael A. Kabak. Alexander L. Kerr. Amber K. Kirby. Anna G. Kreutz. Michael J. Layoth Vanderbilt. Kirsten A. Lofton. Marcus J. Mangione. Cheyenne J. Marshall. Chelsea M. Martinez. Jaden A. Martinez. Jacqueline L. Martini. Tristan M. McCarthy. Isaac D. McKern. Christian E. Mendoza. Sierra K. Muser. Riley E. Miller. Taryn E. Miller. Jasmine Miramontes Escobedo.
Jillian K. Morris. Owen H. Morton. Alana R. Mowry. Olivia Madison Myers. Aaron R. Nichols. Jordan C. Null. McKaylee L. Sturm Orton. Johnny R. Pegram Jr. Emma K. Perry. Grace A. Perry. Marlon J. Peters. Delaney R. Pointer. Mackenzie L. Pulfer. Lacey V. Pratt. Alexis Proctor. Adrian M. Reagan. Adam C. Remley. Brandon T. Reynolds. Caden S. Ridley. Lauren E. Rinker. Kanyapat Robertson. Hayden V. Robinson. Zalia S. Robles. Daniel L. Rogers. Danica L. Rogers.
Mackenzie M. Rust. Caden G. Ryder. Caitlin A. Santoro. Lucas C. Shalene. Jackson J. Seidel. Brody L. Sharp. William R. Sharp. Michelle G. Silva. Ellis A. Small. Kyle T. Spears. Brenna R. Strand. Garrett A. Street. Brian D. Stubblefield. Lucy Filer. Kaya A. Troutman. Stara R. Ullman. Mike A. Walling II. Jaden A. Wiggins. Colton C. Wood. Elizabeth N. Zamora. And Brian J. Zanakis.
It is with great pleasure that I invite up to the podium someone who has made a distinct impact on this year's senior class, both individually and as a group. He has made a lifelong career of teaching both inside and outside the classroom, and dedicated years of service to students and the community. Please give a big round of applause to the one and only Mr. Kevin Cahill.
Can you hear me okay? Okay, great. Things I do not remember. I was 17. We were the class of 72. I sat amongst 300 classmates in a large auditorium in Bangor, Maine. I do not remember a single thing I heard, not one speaker, not one word. I was just like you. I mean, I was 17. What I do remember is later that night, looking over Larry Layton's shoulder. He was older. He drove his parents' station wagon, careening down a curving coastal road. I remember this. The road weirdly runs out of the frame. The headlights aim at ghostly boulders. The tires madly pound the ground. The steel cracks. My eyes shut. A surreal silence. A voice, my own. The handle, where's the handle? My fingers fumble, find my hair, a wet sticky dampness there, and then the panic. I might have died that graduation night on the coast of Maine, but I didn't. That's all I remember. In 1979, I was hired at Grande High School. I was the youngest teacher here. All of my co-workers from that year are gone. I look at your faces. There are traces of ghosts in these spaces. 6,000 of you faced me in my time, and you are reminders to me of names I do not remember. I was born in September, a day I do not remember. I was a mess. My right foot bent at an unnatural angle, my lips the color of grape juice. Blue baby, the doctors called it. Cyanosis, the diagnosis. My mother's system rejected me from inside the womb. I barely made it to the delivery room. I dropped prematurely, and in the hurly-burly of the car, the elevator, my mother's weakening knees, one look, they took me, a blood transfusion, and she alone in her confusion. My mother, she remembers, even as I floated away to another room. I was bent and blue, but perfect. Bent and blue and perfect. I do not remember that day in September, just like I do not remember the cast they plastered on my foot, my mother's downcast eyes as she sang over my crib or pushed me down the street in a pram. I do not remember how my father hoisted me upended, how I hung suspended above his head, how I floated and fell, how he made me giggle and coo. These things I do not remember, but they do, and that's what I carry here. I do not remember ever not feeling this way. The urge to press my ear against a wall, to hide, to hear it all, the muffled secret on the other side, the urgent need to know stuff, to feel stuff, to make stuff, to do stuff. Sometimes I wonder if I could just hold on to one thing, one idea of me, one version of me that I could cup in my hands and offer the world, but I always seem to spill over, to run through my fingers like water, and I end up everywhere, untidy, a perfect mess, me all over the place. I look at your faces. I think of the 6,000. You are reminders to me of names I do not remember, but you are more. You are more. You are foreshadowings of discoveries I once conjured in my own reveries. You are what I once was. You are what I do not remember being. And seeing you here and now, honestly, I feel I owe you. Because of you, I relive things I do not remember. Because of you, I am reminded of how it feels to wake up under the shadow of promises to keep, to fiercely wonder why, when no reasons are supplied, to hide in plain sight, to blush, to boil, to erupt with laughter, to swagger, to wrangle, to live in a tangle of memories and fantasies, to lie down on the verge of weeping, and finally sleep, to dream of waking with wings, to arise and sing. These things I owe to you. Here's a secret. We make what we need: the flower, the seed, the student, the teacher. You made me. You called me forth with a million questions I could not answer but could not ignore. You tested and taught. You punctured my pride. You served me humility with a smile. You invited me inside for a while, even as I grow old. You made me. I have the evidence. This heart bears the presence of you. 6,000 sets of fingerprints all over it. I carry it. Here. You made me. And yet, soon enough, your names will be among the many things I do not remember. Things I've surrendered down the well, things I know but can no longer tell. But something of you will remain here. Nameless, perhaps, but whispering and close, and light enough for me to carry the rest of my days. Even as you float away to another room, perhaps a little bent, sometimes blue, but perfectly you, unforgettably you. Thank you.
Would you two join me? I was just thinking, maybe we should do your class reel one more time, and maybe you could lead us in that. Class reel. These guys were practicing something a little earlier and they've already forgotten, so, all right, we just had to refresh memories, all right. So once upon a time, this class stole this trophy from someone, a class that it has always been with, right? It's always been with the seniors. They were freshmen, and they took this away from the seniors. So we're just going to try to relive a little of that memory, and I'll let these guys lead these guys in their class cheer one last time.
Stand up.
All right, seniors, stand up. You're good. Seniors, seniors, let us hear a number. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1.
We're going to give the trophy to them. I think they deserve it. Congratulations. Thank you. Stay up here with me. One quick reminder to our audience members, we'd ask that you honor our graduates by standing at your seats until all the graduates have been allowed to leave. And then graduates will meet their families out on the lawn in the front of the auditorium and gymnasium outside. Also, there is a flower basket set aside, one each for each valedictorian. So your family can select one of those to take with you. So at this time, you're standing, you're ready. I'll let these guys do the work.
Please join us in turning your tassel to the left, signifying that graduation is complete.